Hello everyone. I hope this is working correctly, but I'm here with the first hurricane live stream. This is a um, tropical storm and potential hurricane buried live coverage and discussion. As you should see this tab where my cursor is now. You should not see my cursor is on. I have this set up right now, pretty good. Okay, but if you can look at this, see like right now, I'm going to be working. Go look at the take a look here. Uh, let's take a look at the Storm Prediction Center. Um, it's gonna probably move pretty slowly. I have a lot of stuff right now. I need to do some work, but first live stream of the year for the tropical storm hurricane. My first ever tropical storm hurricane live stream. But if you want to see more weather content like this, and when you haven't already subscribed, then please subscribe. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna get through something away. All right, sorry about that. But Andrew will not be here today, which is so sad. But he is not here right now. But you can see today we have for the rest of the day we have three areas of slight. One here in Nebraska and some portions of southern South Dakota. One in Wisconsin, and the upper portion of Michigan. Then we have one in Mississippi and Louisiana. And we also have a marginal threat for portions of Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, and Virginia. Um, this threat down here is with Barry. This area over here is with Barry. But I'm gonna mute the mic real quick. And I'll be right back. Hey everybody. I was just making sure everything was working and that you guys were seeing the tab, which is this one, the one that's only one that's on the screen. That you guys need this, or the ones that you're supposed to see. Um, and not any other tabs that I have open right now, like the chat and stuff. I don't want you guys to be able to see that. That is kind of. I mean, you guys see it. You guys see like the live chat on the live stream if you're watching it. But I don't because I don't have the live stream open right now. I probably X out of this. Do that, yeah. But you can see there's also a damage and wind threat potential. There's a hatchet area in Nebraska. We have a decent tornado threat, a 5% risk in portions of Louisiana and Mississippi, mostly for later. Uh, my plan is to end this live stream, say about 10 Eastern Daylight Time. Then I will definitely be back up in the morning at about probably 8 a.m. to be able to do maybe 8 to 8:15. I'm not going to be here for landfall. If it makes landfall at 7 for a few reasons. Most of the storms right now are on the south side of the storm. And so mostly I'm not really I'm covering the wind, but I'm also covering the flooding. That's one of the major reasons I am doing this. Um, Let me pull up the New Orleans Earth Cam. I actually have this bookmarked for for New Orleans. We can see if there's anything going on. Even wants me to track the developing conditions of Tropical Storm Barry. How convenient. It's gonna take a while. You can see. Here we go. You can see we have the American flag is already, or the flag is already tangled up. You can see we have our bushes right here that are having that are blowing around a little bit. So not crazy amounts of wind. There's a guy dancing in the street. I don't know. That is police officer. Some men in pink shirts. But this is our live camera we are going to be looking at. Seems everybody's just going about their normal day. It's a little bit breezy out, not too bad. Moving around, let's take a look. I didn't see it. I mean, it is raining. It does not seem to be raining too heavily, but it is raining. They have their windshield wipers on the cop car, and the police car, and we can see everything. It's 83 degrees, and this was at 7:53 p.m., which is right on time. I won't say 53 where I live, but it does not matter. Excuse me. Yep. This is a pretty good one. Is you have like the bushes, so you can kind of like look at wind speed. You can look at like any potential flooding on the street. I don't think there will be much flooding on this street, but you can look. You can also zoom in and you can see there's a black car right there. You can see some puddles of puddle development. Let's see now. I don't know if that's a real person over there, if that's a statue, but that guy's not moving. Okay. Alright, now we're looking down. No, let's try and search for like an earth cam right by the ocean. I have an earth cam bookmarks on them. I have so much bookmarks right there. This looks kind of cool. Extreme weather cam. Let's take a look, everybody. Let's see if this is a possibility of something we may look at. I mean, the image showed this thing. I mean, I guess you really can't trust thumbnails, but this kind of showed that this was going to be like on a coast. I want a coast cam. I don't want this in downtown New Orleans. It's probably not going to flood there, which is likely. I mean, you have storm drains right there, and so there's not going to be much flooding in this area. This looks good if that is accurate. I'll have to see. Tracking Barry watch live. I want to watch live, and you see it's not even a cam. What the heck? This is what I hate about the internet. People just do all that stuff. Well, we're gonna keep this on. Don't know if it's not loading. Sure, we'll just let that be and come back at it later. Here. Here, everybody. I'm gonna leave this on the Storm Prediction Center, and I'm gonna just go look at another tab real quick. I can still talk, but wrong one. Dang it. Here, there we go. All right, I'm trying to do something right now. There we go. I hope this new tab is not showing up. I'm trying. No, I don't want to do that. Okay, so I can make this full screen. I hope you're not seeing this new tab right now. I should go check that out real quick. I hope you're seeing what I'm still wanting to see. All right, you guys are seeing what I want you to see. Okay, I'm trying to while you're looking at the storm prediction center, I'm gonna start get WeatherBug pulled up on different tabs so I can get WeatherBug weather station so I can view like wind speeds and stuff. I can do that in a second. I'll have it pulled up in a second. I'm just gonna pull up in a different tab right now. Okay. It's taking a while. All right, I'm trying. Okay, I'm almost getting this to load. I want to make it like we can check out like wind speeds on like the WeatherBug personal weather stations, which I like. I like that function. We can look at that in Louisiana if this would load. All right, sorry. All right, this is almost done. I'm trying to get this pulled up so we can look at this. This would be great. So we can look at wind speeds, which is what we need to look at right now. All right, let's. All right, we should have this. This should be working now, so you guys can see the this little tab right here. You can see we have some pretty strong winds. It looks like over here. Ooh, yes, that's perfect. And, we should move this around. Crap. This is just unfortunate. Okay. Well, that is extremely smushed. Alright, so. Alright, now we can look at this. Everybody's in a. Yes, we have wind gusts of 26 miles per hour, winds from the northeast gust to 29. So we're getting maybe some 30-mile-per-hour gusts. This weather station is Giblison. I think it was. Wait a second, my map is doing something. I'm sorry, but this is just wanting to reset right now, so we just gotta wait for it. I don't know why it needs to reset like this, but I don't really care. Still loading. I'm just gonna put this in a new tab so you guys don't have to look at this. my gosh. This wonder map is not a wonder. It's only a wonder of what the heck is it loading so slow for? Alright, so now we may finally have wind speeds pull up. Let me transfer this to the this tab. Alright. So you guys should be able to see this, I hope. Yeah, right now if we zoom in, we can get some more weather station data around the New Orleans area. We want to look for some stronger wind patches. You can see we have a weather station right here on the coast. We actually have a few on the coast. Morgan City. I think this is the one I just looked at. This one has been gusting up to 30. There's one right here. We used to have one right there. One over. One of on one with like 2 bars. This one right here, met 1. Okay, this is going bash. Bad. Oh. Wait a second, there's just loading again. Okay, there we go. I'm just not going to move this around anymore. That's never a good idea, this map. Alright, so Morgan City, Louisiana is getting some wind gusts up to 17 out of the northeast because it's rotating counterclockwise. So if I draw a diagram, the wind's mostly coming from into this direction around the low pressure system. So that's why the wind's out of the northeast. Right now, not too strong winds. We can check out the National Hurricane Center really fast, real quick. Yeah, let's do that. National Hurricane Center website. Okay. Yeah, we have an invest out here, which could potentially form in the next 5 days, or maybe in the next 48 hours, and it's unlikely though. But Barry's right here. This was advisory 10A, which was at 8 p.m. We're gonna. The last stream will be done with by the next advisory for the night. But right now, it is at 60. Let's take a look. At 993 millibars and a 65 mile per hour wind. So it has had 65 mile per hour wind since like 11 or 10 a.m. this morning, Central Daylight Time. But go to wind history. This has been the tropical storm force wind history. Even some portions of Louisiana getting in on that. This is sustained winds too, but we get rid of that. We can take a look at the cone. See, it's not even forecasted to really be a hurricane, but or really even be a hurricane on this, but it could form into a hurricane like right before, like right here or right here. It could form into a hurricane for a brief minute right before it, or for a brief few minutes, maybe even a brief few minutes, maybe like an hour before it makes landfall onto the land. You look at the storm surge warnings real quick. It's a graphic. Weird. Okay, you can see I have to do it, but we can see these darker shades of pink. I can circle this. These darker shades of pink, like right here, these in this area are storm surge warnings, and these lighter shades right here by Homa or Halma are storm surge watches. And so Gulfport, you have a storm surge warning, and a lot of these places like Morgan City, you have storm surge, or by Morgan City, you have storm surge warnings. Right along the coastal areas. We'll go back to the Wonder Map too. Is this gonna load? Yes, it will. Alright, so we have some more. We'll take a look at these. This one right here by Homa has wind gusts of 30 still. One at Morgan City is having wind gusts of 17 from their weather station. That's pretty bad wind gusts, not bad. 19. If we zoom in and make it some more weather stations, that's what there's something to do. Let's see if there's any more weather stations. I thought I saw one out here. There's one out here. I think this may be a, what is this? Well, let me click. Yeah, I see. Alright, we're gonna try and get some data from this one. Has wind gust of Zero. I don't count. That's not correct. It is not. There's not a wind gust of zero out there right now. Probably, most likely. I guess that station's just having some issues maybe with their wind data. This one by Pulse Sulphur is having some wind. Let's take a look. 35. All right, so we are getting close to some. Ooh, look at that one. 35 mile per hour with the 35 mile per hour wind gust. This one sustained winds of 29, so that's about tropical depression force, maybe. Almost tropical depression force. That's gust of almost tropical storm force. So we're getting there with the wind speeds. The wind speeds will probably be the strongest tomorrow in the morning or until tomorrow, maybe in the afternoon. And most of these regions. But I'm going to mute the mic for a second. I'm just going to leave it on the cone. Or, yeah, I'll leave it on the cone. Let me get back there. And I'm just going to leave it like this. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, everybody, I'm back. Sorry about that. Um, uh, yeah, so we're just going to be tracking this slowly throughout the night. Expect another live stream tomorrow, so I'm on at 10:15, so I can get a lot of sleep, so I'll be energized in the morning. But you can see this thing will be a storm likely all the way until maybe even Sunday morning, at least central Louisiana all day tomorrow. Boasting will likely be a storm, maybe even a hurricane in some spots tomorrow off the coast. But if we go back to the Wonder map, of course it's gonna load slowly. What always happens. You can see that nice things are being updated again. We are seeing some stronger wind gusts pretty far inland, like by Donaldsville, wind gust of 20. Greer, wind gust of 19. Morgan City, only wind gust of about 17, so not too bad. You can check out Lafayette. Lafayette, downtown Lafayette, get out wind gust maybe up to 15, maybe even 20 in some spots. Um, right now, it seems like the strongest winds are to the south of New Orleans off the coast. You can see we have a weather station right here that is receiving some pretty strong wind. 35-mile-per-hour wind gusts. These are gusts. Also, some by Gulfport. There was one just there a second ago, but it disappeared. We'll have to just wait for that to come back, which will take a few minutes, of course. All right, this one by Gulfport. So Gulfport, see, 27 has sustained winds of 30. I think that is tropical depression force actually. Uh, yes, but I think we can take a look at rainfall. Maybe we're gonna use the we're gonna this is the what the National Hurricane Center is saying. I also will show you guys the European the GFS model and maybe some other models like the HRWF, I think it is called. You can see some of these areas are expected to get 15 to 20 here, not in portions of southern Louisiana that are west of New Orleans. But some areas could get 6 to 10 inches all the way up towards Memphis in Tennessee. Most of Mississippi could be getting a lot of rain, and a lot of Louisiana. The states that seem like they're going to get hit the hardest will be Mississippi, Arkansas, Louisiana, Tennessee, and maybe even portions of Alabama. Um, it's a pretty slow moving system. So it's gonna bring a lot of heavy rain and maybe even some storm surge. There's been voluntary evacuations, I think, for portions of New Orleans that are not, or portions I think are maybe somewhere around New Orleans that does not, or if you are not within the levee system, if you are not within the levee system, um, I think that's how you say those. But the wind or the rain threat will kind of go in a line up in Tennessee, then it'll start to move a little bit further to the east. The storm by Monday the storm is like out here in Georgia. So it's going kind of close to where it was. This thing is like gone through Georgia from Monday, and it's gone like that. It's made a pretty sharp turn. Well, now let's go. We're gonna go to. Why did I just do that? We're gonna go check out the. We can go check. We're gonna go check out the GFS model. All right, let's check this out, everybody. I never requested a sounding. I don't need a sounding. Now, okay, let's take a look at what the GFS model is saying with precipitation. We'll take a look at that in a second. All right. Sorry about that, but you can see the GFS model says this thing can get down to what's supposed to be at tonight into 995 millibars. Um, we could go ahead a few more hours. You can see this thing will get down to 991 and 990. This thing will likely stay at 990 according to the GFS right when it hits landfall. GFS says this thing will make landfall about what likely in the hours of 12 to 1 p.m. Central Daylight Time on Saturday. You can see a pretty heavy eye wall coming in. Mostly the strongest rain likely to be on the eastern side to the southern side of the storm. You can see right there, just all this rain will be. Okay, so look right here where my dot is right now, okay? I'll put a dot right there. Okay, so, or here, wait a second, I'm going to do something better. We are going to put a little circle right there, okay? So, we're going to go back a few hours. Look when they start getting into the heavy rain, about 12 p.m. Saturday, okay? And they're in this heavy rain throughout this is 7 a.m. They're still in this area, this yellow area according to the GFS model. And they're still in this yellow area 24 hours later. And then they start getting maybe some lighter rain, maybe some patches of heavier rain after that. That's why we're worrying about flooding, even inland spots, because just look at all that's going to be a lot of heavy rain coming over the same areas. And that's going to bring up some worries. The wind threat, but please, everybody's been talking about storm surge, but the wind threat is still enough to do some damage. So if you have any outside lawn furniture, it would probably be a good idea to maybe wait a second to get that stuff inside or somewhere, or make sure it's safe. I'm going to X this out. That. There it is. This. All right, everybody. I don't know what this is looking like on camera. I had to X out of the GFS mode. I got rid of the chat, and I want to make sure if anybody's saying anything in the chat, I want to make sure that I'll be able to see. I like answering comments, so if you want to, feel free to make comments on the videos. Now this is going to be kind of blurry, so I'm just going to have to deal with that. I guess. But yeah, like I was saying, like with the heavy rain, portions of Mississippi will be getting heavy rain, especially on the eastern side of this. Eastern side of this storm will be getting hit pretty bad. I don't know why. I don't want to draw a circle. Right, let's get that out of here. But now, if we check out, you can see this thing will even bring some the low pressure systems right there according to the GFS model. That'll kind of move on through Missouri, and it'll still bring some showers into these areas of Kentucky, maybe even Illinois. The GFS is saying if we can check out the 850 millibar wind speeds throughout the storm. So this is when it's at 990. You see, it has definitely has some winds of about 85 in it, 80 to 85 knots, and that translates to about. Let me get my calculator out. And I'm using the formula and how to transfer it into miles per hour. That would be about 98 miles per hour, which I think is going a little bit over. I think it's going a little bit over, but I don't think it's going to be down to 100-mile-per-hour wind speeds. I think that if we check like at the surface wind speeds in knots, you see, it'll get lower. Yeah, the GFS only says surface wind speeds may be about 60, maybe 58 knots. 58 times the formula, it's only about 67 miles per hour. So it's not saying that this is going to be a hurricane, really. But the GFS is kind of saying it may be a low-end hurricane. But it already is at about 65, so I think the GFS is not really the one to trust right now. If you guys want to see something kind of funny right now, the NAM3KM model is not used to be a tropical system thing, but if we go back to the 12Z on Wednesday, I think no dome. Okay, well you guys may already see it, but so here, let's go take it. I don't want to do that. I want to stay in the southeast. Okay, wait a second. I'm trying to get this circle. I want to show you guys this. So the NAM 3KM model is saying that we do this, play this. 1007, 1007. Not too serious. Wait a second. Was this still on the 12Z for Wednesday? Sorry, I'm trying to make sure this is not like on a different model run. Alright, so you see 1001, 993, not really realistic, 988, 973 by Thursday night. This is back on Wednesday at 12Z. But you can see 957, 939, 917, 866. I don't know what was wrong with the NAM 3KM model at this time. So I don't really understand why this was predicting 866 millibars. But then again, the NAM 3KM model is kind of used for some severe weather purposes. That's what I use it for because it's mesoscale allowing. I don't use it. It's not really meant to be used for a hurricane system. But I just kind of think that's funny. I mean, that would have been completely devastating if an 866 millibar hurricane hit the U.S. And just look at the wind speeds if I go down the surface. The surface wind speeds, it's just black. Surface wind speeds are probably, in this storm, maybe even 200 miles per hour. Maybe probably 180. That would be completely devastating if that hit Louisiana. I mean, that would ruin probably everything in southern Louisiana, maybe even Texas, and all these areas. That would be horrible. I mean, that's just kind of, I don't know why that model predicted it. We can also take a look at the HWRF's prediction, the latest model run. Where you see HWRF, so this thing will get down to maybe 985, 984, and it'll make landfall at about 11 a.m. I think this is going to make landfall anywhere between the times of I think 7:30 until noon is my time. I'd say probably right now, if I average those out, I'd say 10 a.m. But it's not saying that it's going to have too bad winds in it. It's saying that the strongest winds will be around 70 miles per hour, and that'll be real early Saturday morning at about 7 a.m. Central Daylight Time. That's about when I'll start the live stream, so that'll be good. You see it's right off the coast at that time. But you see a lot of the storm activity will be to the eastern side or the south side too. So that's why I'm starting it after that. But it's down to 984.6 millibars at this time, and it has the strongest winds. It's bringing even some wind speeds of so maybe even some wind speeds of 60 or probably 70 on land. Actually, some of the strongest is on land, and wind gusts could be up to maybe 85 or 80 in those areas, and so that'll be fun to track. Let's check out the Wonder Map real quick. Let's let it load. Ooh, one by right here that has some pretty bad winds. 29. Getting gusty. This one I'm watching. Ooh, that's not really showing much. 28, almost 30. This one by Gulfport. Gulfport's getting some pretty bad winds already. 32. Gulfport's getting. We're hit right now with some wind gusts. Alright, this is having some issues. Yeah, Andrew is not here today, which is very, very disappointing, I have to say. And he's going to take a look at the European model real quick. Oh, we never checked out the GFS rainfall forecasts. Well, we need to go do that real quick. I don't want to not do that. That would not be a good idea. Why is it right there? I didn't even mean to click that. Alright, so we're going to look at the GFS's forecasts. Regions. Oh, not regions. Gosh. Dang it. I want to look at total accumulated QPF. There. Recip, okay. David's live, okay. Alright, let's go. Yeah, so they say probably in some of these areas, they say quite a lot of rain, the GFS model. If we go to the next week, this is for the next week, you can see most of the rainfall, like I said, is forecasted here in Mississippi to be in portions of Mississippi, into Louisiana, or in some cases there could be, the GFS model says 24 plus in a small area right here in portions of Louisiana. We can even draw a circle if I want to. Here we can draw a circle right there. That's where like the strongest amount of rain will be in that area in Louisiana, right there. Even some pretty strong or pretty good rainfall amounts all the way into Tennessee, maybe even southern Missouri by Poplar Bluff, in those areas. Kentucky too. Let's take a look at like the long term. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's a lot of rainfall. That is predicted in a short amount of time. You see, like in just 1 hour, or in just let's go in 12 hours, about 10 inches of rain could fall in southern Louisiana, which is not good at all. That is never good. Now we're going to look at the European model very shortly. If you would like to see more weather content, then subscribe to the channel so we can get some better weather stuff. So we'll have some better things to look at, and not look at windy.com. But maybe you can get weather models with weathermodels.com. I can get a paid subscription, but I'm sure get more sites. I think I'll get more subscribers before I start paying $20 a month for that. But you can see, European model says this will likely make landfall. Now this is kind of outdated. UTS likely make landfall at 8 a.m. So that's why I'm basing my forecast, because of the European model. That seems to be the most accurate. And when it makes landfall, likely have some wind speeds of 60 miles per hour, but we can also go up in the atmosphere to about, maybe this is about where they probably take where some of the recordings are taken. It has 87 or 90 miles per hour at 950 HPA. This will be a very strong storm, even in the regions of the atmosphere. If you go like way up, like 150, you can see not even really like a tropical storm. You can't even see. This doesn't even look like anything really, but it has some pretty good winds in it. Now we're gonna go to 850 HPA. You can see at 850 it says wind speeds of about maybe 82, 85 miles per hour, which is pretty high. Alright, so here's the wind gust 100 meters off the ground. You can see it has some wind speeds of 73, so about hurricane force. So that will definitely. I think I'll go to New Orleans, look at the surface, because there's a lot of cams in New Orleans we can look at. Let's take a look. Alright, so yeah, in New Orleans, we get skipped out with this, but we're gonna take a look at the rainfall amounts from the rain, thunder, and rain accumulation. So it's helpful in winter. Next 5 days, so we're more accurate. So in the next 5 days, you can see the storm system is going to bring in portions of Louisiana, according to the European model, 18.5, 16.66, 17.1. Off the coast, like 20, it's a lot. 19.94 stayed around so 20. Even by Memphis, the European model says 7 inches around Memphis. In Tennessee, 6 inches. Even in the Cape Girardeau, 3 inches. Popular Bluff region, the Popular Bluff area, 2 inches. Even Springfield might get some rain from the system. Yes, you can look at. Let's see what else we may be able to look at. That's it for right now. Let's look at pressure. 994. What is this doing? Okay, I don't know what this is doing, so we're just gonna X for that. But let's go look at the winter map again. Then we can go look at some of the rain bands. I'm gonna use a different tab to look at rain band to get the rain band site pulled up. So I will be right back. Ow. Okay. We are pulling this radar setup. Alright, everybody. So I have one of these pulled up. We can look into the Florida area. I'm gonna get this put up here, right here. Okay, so now you can look at that, everybody. You can see right now. I give this a brief explanation. We can look at. You can see some pretty. I don't want to draw a circle. You can see some pretty strong rain bands coming in. Where the red colors come into play, or where the yellow colors come in. Yellow colors or dark greens or moderate rain. Dark greens, like lighter greens. I mean, lighter greens like these colors, like right there in this area, right there. These light greens over here, right next to the yellows. These light greens are, or those very light greens are moderate rain at about 30 dBZs or 30. 30 dBZs. Then at about 32 dBZs, it switches over to yellow colors, which is what you see here in the orange colors. These shades of orange, say like right here, that is heavy rain, and then shades of very dark red, like right there, that is intense rainfall. And like if we're talking about severe weather, really, 60 dBZs, you could start about 55 plus. You can start to see maybe some small hail. 60, you can start to see some pretty large hail. Is what I normally go by, but you never know. You can also see, what I kind of like about this radar is it's not smooth, really. You can see like the pixels and stuff. Not as good as radar scope. I wish I could get radar scope in my computer, but it would probably run at like. Well, the reason I don't play games on this computer is because it would run at like 8 frames. I don't play much games on this, but it would be very slow. I mean, so there's no point. So actually, radar is kind of fast. You can see like how wide these pixels are over here, and you can see how nice they are with this line. Right? I think we're using the Air and Valparaiso and El Glen AFB Air Force Base radar in Florida. We're looking at tilt 105. We can look at all these different tilts. See if we go to tilt 4, you can see that's what it looks like. We'll look at tilt 1. That's what it looks like too. Uh, Correlation differential, we have access to specific differential phrase, which can be used for hail. You can look at echo tops and vertical integrated liquid, and I forgot what VAD stands for. HAC, which is hybrid hydrometer classification. You can look at that. So you can see the majority of this is rain, like the moderate rain of some patches of these darker greens, darker shades are heavy rain. These like light greens are like the moderate rain likely. Then these big yellow these yellow colors, like I don't know if you can see those. These little yellow colors, so like right there, those are uh, big big drops. And then these red colors are hail or very intense rain. You can see that's what that looks like. But I'm just gonna leave this on the base reflectivity for a second while I go do something. I'm gonna try and multiply some of these tabs real quick so we can get some more of these radar sites pulled up. This will be a minute. I'm literally trying to multiply these radars. Oh, that's the wrong one. Alright, so it's taking a while. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get this working. Finally, okay. So now we finally have something working. It's a long time. Wait a second, there's no point. There. Wait a second, okay. I'm putting this right here, everybody. So now we should you guys should be seeing what you see here. We can animate and stuff and animate. You can see this is not the next rad radars. We can't look like echo tops, but we can look like water vapor. You can see some heavier bands. Uh, the DBZs go with the same, but it's kind of a little bit different. Like red colors are 50 where it's 50 DBZs, and that is intense, pretty intense rainfall. But yes, and see, not very strong bands right next to the storm. They're actually in Florida right now, the strongest ones. If we switch back over here, this radar scan was taken at 1:33, which translates to 9:33 Eastern Daylight Time, and it is currently about probably 9:36 Eastern Daylight Time. So that's pretty good. Current severe weather warnings. Recent warning. What are those? Tornado warning at 8:28 p.m. Is that good? There's like a tornado warning somewhere. Okay, but we can see our radar here. This will be up. This has been updated, I think. You can still see our line making its way into Florida. Wish we could show our severe weather warnings. That's why I have to use radar scope. But right here on this one, we can look at weather warnings. I'm trying to get this off the here. I'm going to multiply another one of these tabs real quick. I'll be right back. I hope you guys can still hear me. I'm multiplying this tab. Once again. There we go, everybody. Dang it. Enough room. Okay. So we have this one's gonna be looking. We can look out like off the coast for like water vapor and stuff, because they see like the radar ends right there. These little lines are the radar ends. But this one we can see like all the Gulf Coast, and we can see where our rain is, how our rain is coming in. We have a pretty strong outer band making its way through even portions of big outer band going through Texas now. This is a large outer band coming off of it, going through Texas, all the way out in Mexico over there, all the way through Mississippi. She extends all the way through Alabama, all the way through Georgia. It just passed me right now. See, yeah, that's a big outer band. Like the showers over here in Georgia are associated with this outer band. I mean, it's pretty. Alabama has some pretty strong storms because of that right now. Also, we can go, I think, we can look at some other things. Like if we go to product overlays, everybody, we can look at wind gusts. You can see some wind gusts being recorded here. We have latest wind gust data. These things actually update. We have some wind gusts maybe 30 miles per hour over here, 35 right. I can circle these. 35 right there. I circled it in blue. 30, 31 right here. I just covered it. 30 right there. I covered that also. 32 and a boy out in the ocean or something on this float things. You can see a lot of heavy rain right now in Florida. A lot of storms right now in Florida Panhandle, even portions of Florida from the storm. But this outer band is could have potentially maybe have some damaging winds with it. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Maybe there could be some pretty spin up tornadoes in this thing potentially. We'll just have to keep a look on that. That's a good thing about having this other radar site, which is right here. Just got updated, I think, soon. We can also look at like velocity data. So if there's like a tornado warning, I can look at velocity and stuff. So I'm gonna show you guys this. This one wants to update. So wait a second. This is so we can look out like on the coast and see what's going on. And we have this one right now. We're gonna look at. I'm just gonna go check this morning. All right, I'm back. Yeah, this is just pretty good. That's a pretty good storm in Alabama right there. This one. And we have some right here. I was looking at that on radar scope. It could be some damaging winds with these too. If you get one of those storms, could potentially have some pretty strong winds. But we can also get, I think, watches and warnings. We can get SPC graphics over the radar too. Look at this, everybody. See if you see this like light blue boundary. Let me move the toolbar. This light blue boundary right here. That is thunderstorms. Like in this is thunderstorms. This is kind of like my severe weather outlooks. They're just lines. This is not where I got the idea from. I just got the idea because I don't know. But this is the marginal, and so inside here in this area, you have a marginal risk for some severe weather, and this yellow one is slight, and that is right there, including the city of New Orleans. You can see if we play this out a little bit. Not even that much storm action right now over here, other than some squall line, other than maybe some outer bands. You can see how this outer band we have right here has kind of rotated. This big one that is out right now. And let's look off the coast real quick. You're going to look at the water vapor imagery. You can see a lot of water vapor out there. We can also look at, no, we can't. I apologize. We don't have any daylight anymore out here, probably, or much. Tornado probs we can also look at for the next day. Right there is why they have a slight risk. This because of the tornado probs right there. When That's a 15% or 5% chance for a tornado in that brown line area. Let's get the. We can also take off wind gusts. You can put on watches and warnings too. Like right here, I don't know what watch it is. The yellow is thunderstorm watch, or I think that's a flash flood watch. I'm almost sure that's a flash flood watch. There's not a thunderstorm watch out there, I don't think, or a severe thunderstorm watch right now. It probably is one. Severe thunderstorm watch you can put on watches. And when gusts take off wind gusts, let's take off the SPC graphic. You put like the day 2 outlook. We have a slight risk for tomorrow. For probably tornadoes. Tornado threat is pretty good with hurricanes. Tornadoes are brief spin up. Tornadoes are actually likely in some spot in a lot during hurricanes. They're not usually strong tornadoes. If tornadoes do happen, they're normally weaker storms. Station IDs, a lot of IDs. We have a lot of stuff we can do with College of New Pages radars. That's why I'm using this right now. Instead of like say that old crappy radar like Texas storm chasing radar, the normal weather station radar that all the people use. You can look at sea level pressure too. This is cool. Supercell composite, although no supercells are going to be likely. The vorticity. That's good. You can see the vorticity is pretty good. It is very strong off the coast of Louisiana. And that is where our low pressure system, of course, is right now. If we let's go turn this off so it's not so crowded. Don't need watches and warnings currently. We can also go to alert message. Here, wait a second, everyone. I'm gonna get another. All right. Sorry. Yeah, but we can see our outer band starting to move into the Gulf areas. Excuse me. That was my bad. Sorry. Yeah, we can see a lot of rain over here. Even some stronger bands over there in those regions. The live stream will be ending in about roughly 30 minutes. Yeah, probably 30 minutes. I'm going to be doing something real quick while my stream's going on. I'm going to catch up on something I have to do. I'm just catching up on something, everybody. And I need to do something this week. Sorry, everybody. I'm doing something, but I like how this radar, like right here, is blended, unlike this one. The next rad. When was the last time this got updated? Okay, this got updated. Just making sure we're getting the latest radar images for us. I'll be looking at. Right now, second. Still doing this, or I'm doing something right now. That's why I'm not talking much. time. I'm almost done, everybody. I'm sorry. I have not done this for a while. I finished this for the past week. All right, everybody. I'm back. You still see our storm system over here. So that updated at 950. So this is coastal. So you can go to the Florida one. This is new too. You can see this is our radar sites right here. You can see our pixels. Our pixels get bigger or wider. We can also look at put things like differential reflectivity, which measures updraft strength. So if a storm has like say like 4 or 5 on the scale over here, like red colors, that means it's pretty much strengthening. You can see some parts of the storm are strengthening a little bit with the updraft strengths because you need some updrafts. You need updrafts to have a good storm. You can look at storm total precipitation. This is kind of cool thing. You see our storm total. I don't know like what they use for the storm total, but you can see some portions in the yellow. The yellow is 1.20 plus or 1.2 plus, and then the red is 1.5 plus. So you can see some reds in there, yellows. So a lot of pretty heavy rain is falling. We're going to switch this back to base reflectivity. So we can go. We're gonna look at our wonder map. Look, I'm gonna look at load for a second. I'll be right back. everybody. This is loaded. Take a look at this. Well, we're seeing a lot of threes. Wind gust 39. That's tropical storm force wind gust right there. Wind gusts here 19. I don't know why that's a 3. Let's take a look at other weather stations right here. Wind gust 32. Yeah, this is not working good anymore. Okay. Alright. I gotta go get that off. We gotta go all the way around. Wind gust 32. Probably already looked at that. So, we're getting some stronger winds right now. Donaldsville, wind gust at 33. Not too bad winds. We have some sustained winds right now of about 37. Almost tropical storm force winds are on land almost. But I'll be right back. I'm going to mute the mic for a second. I'll be right back. Alright, everybody. I tried to call Andrew, but he cannot talk right now. However, if you want to really end the live stream with us, but he is not. He can't right now, which is just so depressing. But yeah, so live stream's gonna end in about probably 20 minutes, and so I can get up and be ready to go at 8 in the morning. 8 Eastern Daylight Time. I don't want to get this mixed up with uh like Mountain Time or something on there, like where y'all live. Where y'all live. I use Eastern Daylight Time. Storms in Central Daylight Time. So all the times I talk about for this with this storm will be in Central Daylight Time. So if I say like 8 a.m., that's in Central Daylight Time because this is what that storm is really in. You can go back. We're not. There was some severe thunderstorm warnings right now. That's what I was looking at on radar scope. But we're not going to cover that right now. That's not what this live stream is about. This live stream is about the hurricane, or not tropical storm Barry, not about the severe thunderstorm warnings right now. There's only like two, I think, in Montana, and then there's one in Colorado and one in North Dakota. I'm pretty sure. You can see this is a pretty new image. We can take a look at the. We might as well let's loop this for the past 200 scans. This is gonna take a while to load because this is for the past 200 frames. This is a long time ago. I love how the website's doing 200 frame radar images. That's perfect, so I can while I'm at places and where I don't have or I can't use radar scope or stuff. I can come back and look at how the storm's formed. You can see, or how our if I stop this, I should go back. I want to remove that frame from their loop. Wait. Yes, you can go back in frames too. Alright, so we're gonna go back to the first frame where this storm the first frame that exists. Alright, so this is the first frame. You can see, okay, so this wants to load. Okay. Alright, so you can see this was at 12:23 on July 12th, 2019. 12:23 in Zulu time is 8:23 Eastern Daylight Time, or if I'm using the time, that is 7:23. So this was a long time ago, over 12 hours ago. We can see this is what it was looking like. We had some outer bands starting to come in, nothing too bad. But if we go a little bit later for the later scans, we gotta use the pointer, and no, we can't do anything. We can go to later scans, of course. So we go a few scans later. See this outer band starts to make its way and kind of forms a little bit better. We go, of course, this is a lot more work. Whenever I need it to go a little bit later, we see some other outer bands starting to come into the Florida area. More late. Work. You see that big outer band had go in and kind of died out after a while. These outer bands from hurricanes last a long time. You can see this one. These two actually strengthen. This one is big. This was a big outer band. I mean, that thing is still. This is a 1748Z. We can go even later. We can also start this. You can see it play it out. See, there comes another outer band. You can just see how the outer bands form. Here comes a lot of rain, and that's what's going on now. All that rain. Now we're gonna stop this, and we are going to. We're gonna get rid of the loop. We're gonna go to current. We're gonna get rid of the loop, everybody. This is current. You can see we have this big patch of rain. We can go look at all these. We can look at echo tops currently. You can see these storms aren't tall. These storms aren't that tall. These things are only maybe 26,000 feet, 30,000 feet. Some of them may be say 38 maybe, and 40,000. No, not 40,000. I mean 38, 36,000 feet. So they're not too tall, but we're not looking at severe weather, so that's why we're not really looking at echo tops. You can see that's our stadium effect right there, where the radar beam is coming out in that area. And also, we're gonna look at really, there's not much to look at. like at base velocity, so maybe get some wind speed. You can see, because the wind, this is how it kind of like line. The wind's coming inbound right there, so that means the wind's mostly out of the south in these Florida areas, and not any that wind being picked up. Let's go back to base reflectivity. Oh, yeah, the latest base reflectivity. Now let's go look at this one. Now this is close to the latest one. You can see we still have this outer band coming through these areas. This big outer band. We have all these other outer bands, like you see if you go back from the past 200 frames, which is a long time ago. We can go for 200 frames though. It's gonna take a while, of course. We're going back to like this morning. This is gonna be pretty slow, but we can go back. You can see. Oh my gosh! Wait a second, everybody. This is freezing. You can see. Oh my gosh! This is freezing, everybody. I'm sorry. This is just stupid. You can see our big outer band that's out there right now. It started right here in Florida, and now it's all the way out here. So that's how big these things go. Let's take a look at the Wonder Map again. I'm going to end the live stream in about 15 minutes. If you're watching, first of all, if you want to see more weather content like this and on a daily basis, with daily videos most of the time. Today I'm not posting a video because of the live streams I'm doing for the next 2 days. Tomorrow there will likely not be a video because of live streams. But Sunday the videos will start popping back out. If you want to see like weather content on a daily basis, even when I have weather content on a daily basis, not like I did it back in February, where I did weather videos sometimes I went with like 3 weeks without new videos. But now I'm not going to do that anymore. I have not done that. I think I've been posting close to every day since June 2nd. I think like in June 23rd I skipped like 2 days. I took a break, but if you want to see more daily video or weather updates on a daily basis, then subscribe and turn on post notifications. I think this is a 12 degrees in Louisiana in July. That would be really funny if that was true, but that's not true. There may be like something wrong with or it may just be the data may be coming in wrong off of the weather station. See, like where we have these like say there's 2 right there. Wait a second, this is re-updating. Trying to find one of these things that has like 3 of these lines. We're trying to find one of those somewhere. If we can find one of those, maybe. All right. Well, that is freezing. We can go check out some the radar. Yeah, the radar. This just got updated again, so that is good. This radar gets updated at about a 5-minute basis, or every 5 minutes, which I like. I like how it's not like I like how it gets updated at like 2 p. or like at. And I like how like all the radar scans are actually, or like it comes in at. Like say this one came in at this one's at 10. This was at 10. This was at 9:55 Eastern Daylight Time. That's what I like about this. Is they don't come in at like 6:53, and then again it's 6:58. I don't like how it's like on odd. I like how it's on like great numbers. But you can see how this line kind of originated in Florida. This is going to be very laggy, but I'm sorry about that. You can see how the lines kind of originated in Florida. One of those came up. And that is what is now in the Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, Arkansas, and Texas area. This big outer band. And all these showers, even these showers are in South Carolina and portions of eastern Georgia, those are associated with this big outer band right here. Let's see what else we can look at. I'd like we have a lot of product overlays we can look at. Let's look at wind gusts. 14 wind gusts at 36 right there. This just says I wish we could zoom in, but we can't. Not much Cape values, which is not good. It's gonna watches and warnings, and we're gonna turn off Cape and wind gusts. Yeah, so we don't have any warnings down here, any watches or warnings down in these areas yet. Pretty sure we may start issuing some, or maybe some warnings coming in soon, but not the flash flooding. Maybe is or the flooding. There could be some ponding maybe out in the Florida Panhandle area. Rain has not really gotten too bad in these areas. The water is starting to rise a little bit because of storm surge and the wind pushing it in, but the rain has not really started falling yet. In some parts of these areas, of Louisiana, we could get 20 inches. If you look earlier in the live stream, I checked out the rainfall amounts. Yeah, but we're gonna end the live stream in about 5 or 7 minutes. I forgot what cloud top phase is. I don't even know if I ever used this. I do not think I ever used this. Let's look. Let's just switch this back to. Can't look at visible because it's dark outside. Let's see. Cloud top temperature, cloud top height. That's cool. Let's look at that. Don't know what this does. Tells us about things, but I guess we're just gonna. That's weird. We're just gonna get SPC graphics still. Color bars, rainfall rates. Like this rainfall rate bar we have here, like 25 dBZs is 1 inch of rainfall rates an hour, or millimeters. Oh, that's millimeters an hour. That was the dBZs. That is stupid for me. Oh, total precipitable water. Can't look at that. Oh, I don't know why there's a line there for the total precipitable water if we can't even look at that. That is kind of stupid. I don't know why they put that in there. But I added that. Yeah, you can see these are the clouds right there. And my live stream is gonna end pretty soon right now. So I need to do some stuff. Wow, I'm kind of tired. It's only 10:12. Oh gosh. All right. It's not 12 degrees. That's just something's wrong with the radar, I think. Or not the radar, what is it? What is that? What is it called? I can't even think now. Weather station. I called it a radar. I'm an idiot sometimes. They've had no daily precipitation. And at this weather station, we can just look at it. I like how it shows precipitation. That's kind of cool. Turn on radar with the. This is probably gonna crash it. We can turn on radar. We can look at like weather stations. Like they have 1 inch of rain or 0.1 inch of rain. Yeah, 0.1. winds there. This one's getting some rain, it looks like. No, I guess they have not gotten any rain. I don't know how these like weather stations work at all. I don't know how these work. This one should be getting rain. Only 1 inches. Okay, so that's what Arizona's working slightly again. I'm gonna turn off the radar so we won't have these issues of this moving so slow. But my live stream is gonna be ending soon. Alright, everybody, we're gonna end the live stream now. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will live stream in the morning, probably, most likely, unless I'm sick or dead. I will be live streaming in the morning. Yeah, I hope you'll have a good wherever you're living. I hope you have a good rest of your Friday and a good early Saturday morning. And please be safe if you are in Louisiana when this thing hits. Make sure you are in your house and make sure you are not in a flood prone area. If you are, then you should be taking some actions right now to stop that. But I hope you will. I hope you will subscribe to the channel, and I hope you will. I hope you will enjoy the live stream. Bye.